I'm Sean League, and today we're going to be going over iGAGING's new adjustable router gauge kit. And we have, you can see the mini gauge, and then we have the multi-tool gauge. So this can actually do multiple functions. And we'll compare that to the competitors and go through all its features. So stay tuned. Okay, let's open these up and take a look here. So this is our competitors. They have multiple tools to measure depth here, and but you need 7 of these tools to do this up to ½ inch. Where we look at the gauging. So here we have the mini tool, okay. And then we have the multi-tool. Alright. One difference between these guys and the iGAGING tools is the depth that we can go. So this one has a depth range from 0 to 1 inch, and this one has the depth gauge from 0 to 2 inches. Okay? And that's for doing depth measurements like so. Okay, so say here we want to measure this depth of this hole. We can use this to measure the depth down to 2 inches. Okay? And on the mini we can do that down to 1 inch. So as you can see, our competitor, they can only do a ½ inch. So this can check a depth up to 2 inches, and it can check in 30 seconds increments. So this guy is only one depth of a ½ inch. Okay, another nice feature about the mini and the multi-tool is that you can check for bit center on your router gauge. So you see this little notch here? Okay, that can be, it's either a ½ inch or a ¼ inch depending on the size of your bit, which bit you're using. So you use whatever bit you have, use the corresponding notch, and then you can place it in. So these guys have no function for centering. If you place it on the bit, there's no way to tell center. So this with the notches, you can actually tell center. So that's an advantage of these gauging tools. The other is that you can measure the distance from the fence. This guy can measure from 3/16 up to 5 inches. So I'll show you how to do that here. So if you place it there. So if you wanted to set it for 3/16 for the from the fence, then you just let me loosen the fence here. We'll adjust that until you hit. Okay, and then you tighten your fence down and remove the tool. Okay, you can also do that for 5/16 or 7/16. All right. So if you need a larger distance, you can use. This fence doesn't even go back that far, but you can use this guy to measure all the way from here to the fence. So you have 2 inches. This is a 2-inch distance here, or up to 5 inches if you use the extension. Okay, another feature that this has is bit depth. How deep do you want the bit to go into your wood? Okay, so you can set that on your table, adjust this like that, and see what the actual depth is to a 32nd. So obviously the other type can't do that above a half, right? Or this one's 7/16, but I think the biggest one they have is a half. Right? So they can only measure a height of a half, but this can go up to 2 inches. Okay. And you can also use this on a saw. So if you have a saw blade height, you can use the same thing. Alright, so the mini tool can do up to an inch of depth. So we put that on here, and we can adjust this by sliding it up and down. And then we can tell our depth. See? Alright, so let's take a look at these on a table saw we have here. So here's our traditional one. We can measure this ½ inch here, or whatever bit, whichever one we choose, we can measure that distance, but only up to ½ inch. So now if you look at the even the mini tool here, we can do 2 inches like that right there, or we can do 3/16 here, or 5/16, see, or 7/16. Yeah. Okay. All right, the mini gauge can measure up to 2 inches just flat like that. That'd be 2. But say we want to do 3, we can loosen this and then move that out to 1 inch here. See that? Okay, tighten it down. And then we can do 3 inches from the fence. Okay. And we can adjust that by a 1/16 of an inch for the mini gauge. Now, the multi-gauge, this one here, has a lot longer range. So we can do up to 5 inches on this, on the fence. So let's put it in there. That's 4 inches right there. Just that. Okay, so that'd be 4 inch from your fence. Okay, so on your traditional instruments here, we only have a 1/2 inch depth that we can measure the blade height to. Okay, of course this one you can measure much higher. On your you can measure up to 2 inches on your blade height with this guy. So instead of having 7 individual tools, you can have one tool which does more. All right, to see how accurate these are, we'll place. So we have a 1 inch, 1 by 2 by 3 block, and so we'll place this on here, and you can see that it's 1 inch. Just to test the accuracy. Okay, and then let's look at the multi-tool. So this and that, we'll put that on the 2 by 4 by 6 block, and again, right there at 2 inches. So these are good to within 0.02 of an inch. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of iGAGING's new router gauges. If you'd like to pick up one or the other router gauge, you can go to www.ideaengineering.us. Thank you, and have a great day.